What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Okay, so Dr. Umar Johnson, I guess I'm going to give him back that title, doctor, because I've seen his dissertation. He is, in fact, a doctor. He's not licensed. He's not practicing, but he's a doctor. You know, he earned it, so he gets to have that. Now, he is saying that he has finished his school, and he is showing, portions of the school, and he's saying we're ready to open up. We're just waiting for, a certificate of occupancy, all right? Which, I'm not a hater of Umar Johnson at all, because I'm not gonna say I used to. I like Umar Johnson for some of the stuff that he says, right? Because he's saying what I'm saying. We're all saying the same stuff, but because Umar Johnson is a roving preacher, who takes advantage of women and don't take care of his children, I got a problem with him. Because I don't think he is, despite the things that he knows, despite how intelligent he is, despite his doctorate degree that he's earned, he hasn't displayed that he can put that into practice, because he can't even put that into practice to take care of his own child. Because you would figure he has the perfect degree to fix the issues in his personal life and to make his daughter better than what she is. All right? So with that being said, despite that, there's good and bad in everybody. Like people want to throw the baby out with the bathwater all the time, right? Like, so I made a video the other day about O'Shea, about the good things he's doing in real life, despite all the bad things he do online. And people got mad at me because they was like, look, nah, nigga, fuck O'Shea. We need to throw that nigga out with the baby bathwater. But that's not the real world. If I tell you that O'Shea is doing something in real life that's affecting people in a positive way, just because you don't like him doesn't mean he's not doing something positive in the real world to affect people in a positive way. You understand how that works? Think about it. Just because he disrespects women online for a living doesn't mean he's still not affecting somebody in a positive way. Now, clearly, I don't agree with his rhetoric online, because I've displayed that. But it doesn't mean I can't see the things that he is doing good, especially when it's been proven to me by those who are witnesses and beneficiaries of those good deeds. Unlike Umar Johnson, which we have not seen one person even come out of any woodwork saying that Umar has done anything for them. Okay? So, look, I don't hate anybody despite the things that they do. I don't hate anybody. I don't have space in my heart for hate. I'm too smart and too complicated to think just because somebody does this evil thing over here that they're all 100% evil. Ain't nobody all 100% evil. Donald Trump is 100% evil. Let me take that back. There are people who are 100% evil. The whole government we got right now, 100% evil. But for the most part, most people are not 100% evil. There is something in them that is good, right? And all I did was articulate that, and people got a problem with that. But that's their problem, because they want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's fine. That's your assessment. But with this school thing, I really would like it to work out. I'm not rooting for it to fail, right? I want it to work out. But here's my issue. Umar Johnson is a terrible business person. On top of all of his faults, he's a terrible business person. He's terrible, right? And he doesn't do things the professional way. And there's still things that's not adding up. Like, here's my questions I have for Umar Johnson, which he won't answer because he doesn't answer to anybody, right? Number one, how much is it going to cost to go to this school? That's the question. For all this talk, how much is it going to cost for a student to go to this school? Because he said he's not taking public funding. He said it's not really a private school. He said it's not a charter school. I don't know what kind of school it is, but I would assume that there's going to be a tuition. Why haven't that been mapped out? He should have already had that out. Just because the school hasn't physically been manufactured, he should have his curriculum and his program and his business plan and his educational plan, all that together. That shit should have been done, especially with it being, he said 7 years. We all know it's been like 15, right? So how much is it going to cost, right? Because if it costs too much, it defeats the whole purpose. That's one. Number two, how you going to pay your staff? If you got to beg for super chats and PayPal, that means you don't have a professional, professional tunnel of investment. You don't have a rigid form of investment to bring in money, how are you going to pay your teachers for this revolutionary school you're talking about? Because if you got to beg people on Instagram for money, and you can't get no large investments or endowments from any black people of note, because you're supposed to be the most requested Pan-African scholar around the world. If you was that big bad and you got all these worldly connections, then instead of getting donations from onesies and twosies around the world, you should be getting donations from very significant individuals that have lots of resources to fund this school. But that doesn't seem to be the case, right? So that makes me question how valid your statement is, being a number one requested this and that, and everybody respects you and you this and that. Well, if that's the case, because there have been people who are less prominent than you that have been able to get funding from other black people who got money, who think that it's a good plan. Why is it that your character has not caused people to come galvanize behind you and throw a ridiculous amount of money at this project? Because you have to pay your teachers. How much do you plan on paying your teachers? Slave labor? You plan on having a skeleton crew? What about your administrators? What about your principal? What about your vice principal? What about your counselors? What about your staff for the kitchens? What about your janitors? What about all that? What about the utility bills? The water bills, because when them kids start going into that school, the water bill gonna go up, the electric bill gonna go up, the internet. You gotta provide internet to operate that institution. How much is that gonna cost? For your schools. You got like 4 buildings. That's a lot for one person. How are you gonna staff all of this? How are you gonna pay your workers? Are you gonna give them benefits? You can't just pay them and not give them benefits. You gonna pay them under the table? Huh? What bank are you gonna use to facilitate the payment to these people? Because right now you're using PayPal to connect to kid donations. And don't tell me that this is an all black thing, because if you're that tight on everything being black, but you collecting donations from PayPal. You know who owns PayPal, right? I'm just saying, right? So let's keep it real. I wish that this school would open, but right now he hasn't answered any questions to give me any confidence that the school's gonna open. And on top of that, he says that if you haven't donated, you can't go. So what you're saying is you're building this school, but if somebody has not donated, they can't go. Now, how are you going to verify that? Is there a verification for the people who've donated? Can somebody who donated looked on a database to see how much they've donated and over the years? Do you have that? Because those things do exist, but I guess you haven't used it. So how would you verify if anybody donated in order to allow their children to go to the school? So this is only for the people that gave money for the school. So your school is not for black boys. Your school is for black boys whose mamas paid for the school that you can't verify, apparently. So there's so many inconsistencies in the things that he's saying. It's just a lot of questions. How are you going to pay for the school? What about the curriculum? Why haven't we seen this curriculum? This great curriculum you're talking about. You could have had the Marcus Garvey, with his long ass, what's up with that, man? Just, what I'm saying? A long ass name. Why couldn't you have this curriculum online already? You could have been teaching. Why don't you have a YouTube channel teaching at least a few of the aspects of what you're going to be teaching in school? You could have been did that shit. Where's the curriculum? You could have had a whole online e-school already, and you could have just taken that e-school and all of its curriculum and just implemented that into your physical school, right? And by that time, you could have had some teachers that you got on deck already prepared and familiar with the curriculum in order to teach to the kids. But you ain't never done that. Why? If I could think about that, why can't you think about it? It ain't got no doctorate degree. No, but it makes sense to me just right off the top of the head, right? So, and I'm still kind of wondering, like, who is really still sending money to him after all the scandals after scandals after scandals? I'm just wondering, how are you still collecting money to do these things? You've never addressed what happened to the money that was supposedly locked up in your account that belonged to the people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way he operates leaves much to be desired, right? But all in all, if he can make it happen, if he can shut me up, that would be the best case scenario. If he has a plan he hasn't revealed because he feel like the white man gonna snatch it from him for whatever reason, and he opens the school, he got staff in there and people going to school and they have testimonials, I'll shut my goddamn mouth. I'll be proud to make a video and be like, damn, I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. Dr. Umar Johnson shut everybody up. Yeah, we was all wrong. Pie in the face. I would happily accept it, because that means that he did what he said he was going to do. He built the school and there's kids in there learning. But I want to get to that point, because all the kids that he promised are adults and they having kids, right? And so, anyway, the dude said it's done. I guess we can just wait. He says another delay, right? Like we ain't heard that a million times over the past 15 damn years. But he still seemed to be working on it. It's clearly his passion project, right? It's clearly something he wants to accomplish, to shut everybody up. And I'm hoping this dude has a plan to shut everybody up. Because if he don't got a plan to shut everybody up, then he needs to shut up. It's just that simple. If Umar Johnson don't got a plan to open his school and shut all of our collective mouths up at the same time, then he needs to shut his mouth up. That's what needs to happen. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this whole school situation. Do you think it's gonna open up? You think he's just bullshit? You think he's stuck in the grift and he has to continue because he has nothing else? You tell me what you think about this in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
I know it has been 7 long years. I know it has been 7 long, hard, tough, grueling years, but we are here, baby. The school is absolutely done. The school is fully done. The school is completely done. And on Tuesday, because government is closed on Monday to celebrate white supremacy presidency. The government is closed on Monday to celebrate white supremacy presidency. But on Tuesday, I'll be contacting the city to request an inspection of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Elementary School and Gym.
This fake story about how someone called his bank account and wired out funds or some fraudulent thing. He told us, he looked straight into the camera, repeated every 6 word 3 times, and acted like we didn't know how regular bank accounts work. He lied straight to our face. You think I think a school's coming? No, I don't think no dang school's coming.
We are complete, brothers and sisters. Look at your school. Look at your school, brothers and sisters. We are complete and we are ready to decorate for our children. We are ready to decorate for our community. And again, they said we stole the money. They say there will never be no school, but I'm here to tell you today the school is done and the school is ready. Those floors, brothers and sisters, we ready. The FDMG Pan-Africanists will be learning. We are ready, brothers. And look at the shine on that floor, brothers and sisters. Are y'all ready for academic revolution? A holy building. In these sacred classrooms, in these sacred walls, there will be an academic and intellectual revolution like one you have never seen in your life, brothers and sisters. Like one you have never seen in your life. The revolution is coming, academic and intellectual. Black boys will be saved. Black girls will be saved. The first school, the first independent black school in American history built by the African diaspora. I want to thank Africa. I want to thank Australia. I want to thank Canada. I want to thank the South Pacific, my Africans in Europe, my Africans in Asia. I want to thank my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, Central and South America, my Texas Africans, my New York Africans, my Jersey Africans, my California, my Oregon Africans, my Minneapolis, my Missouri Africans, my Tennessee Africans. I want to thank all the Africans for hanging with us, standing with us. We've been through hell and high water. We still fighting for a final building inspection and a final building permit. We still fighting, but we going to win. Ladies, who going to come decorate the principal's office? We're going to do what we got to do. We're going to do what we got to do. Unify or die. Still fighting for the babies. We still fighting for the babies. It ain't over yet. King Kong coming to you live and direct. FDMG Academy, FDMG Parkway, the Prince of Pan-Africanism Boulevard. We in the building, brothers and sisters. FDMG grand opening. They go the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Frederick Douglass, the Prophet Nat Turner, and the Emperor John Jacques Dessalines. Where my Haitian Africans at? Where are my Haitian Africans at? Nat Turner land, I'm going to see you on Thursday. Donate $5 a month, but you make sure you donate. Because if you don't donate, you won't be allowed inside this school. Bruh. But I want to drink to Frederick Douglass. I want to drink to the completion of the Marcus Garvey School on the centennial of Negro History Week. I want to drink to Frederick Douglass. We completely cleaned out and got rid of all the trash out of the school today on the 208th solar return of the greatest black leader in American history.
Stop it. Get some help.
I want to have a drink because I've been through hell over the past 7 years. We have been through hell over the past 7 years.
Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Okay.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.